let's watch this reaction video here and you're gonna find out until it's time. I'm telling you though, when it comes out in a couple hours, that is gonna make. I'm telling you, the internet's gonna crash. I bet. The internet's gonna crash because I bet right now people that see and have not seen the thing are gonna go crazy. So, and you haven't seen either one of you. No, I have read the comments about people saying what's gonna happen to them, but I hope it's not true.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to Adventures with Ariel. So, I was scrolling the Disney news pages the other day, as I usually do, and I came across this article right here. Now, this is a live-action remake that I can get on board with. Unlike many of the Disney
Recess.
we see nowadays, this
Dumbo
Recess film will not be a soulless cash grab. Instead, it's a crowd-funded, fan-made project, and will bring the 3rd Street Elementary gang to life. Only this time around, they're in high school. So, as I was reading this article, something else popped into my mind. Something I haven't thought about for a really, really long time. One Saturday morning. Seriously, in discussions or articles revolving around 90s nostalgia, no one ever talks about One Saturday Morning.
I have.
It's such a huge part of my childhood, and I'm willing to bet it was for many others as well. One Saturday Morning was the birthplace of classic 90s staples such as Recess, Pepper Ann, and Disney's Doug. Yeah, I'd much prefer the Nickelodeon version. Anyways, One Saturday Morning was a Saturday morning block that...
You had problems where I used to live in the 90s.
And it was really the beginning of the end for Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
Let me explain. Saturday morning cartoons grew in popularity in the 1960s when companies began to view cartoons as a way to advertise to kids watching TV on Saturday morning. This meant that a plethora of cereal and toy ads would fill the commercial breaks in between shows.
Tricks.
The network saw an
Lucky Charms.
line, and for years it was. But protest groups would eventually call out the Saturday morning blocks for leaning too hard on commercialism and lacking an educational message.
Oh.
So a tug of war began between the networks and protest groups, and this eventually led to a mandate from the FCC that required all children's programming to feature at least 3 hours of educational content. The new regulations proved to be hard to navigate and severely limited the creative process, so networks began to cut animated blocks left and right, replacing them with live-action, teen-oriented shows that were more in line with the mandates. The fate of this decades-long childhood tradition was in jeopardy, but that would all change in 1997, when then Disney CEO Michael Eisner issued a request to the team at ABC: create a Saturday morning cartoon block that is unique to all of its competitors. Around that same time, a man named Peter Hastings left Warner Brothers Animation in a heated dispute over the direction of 2 Warner Brothers shows he had written for: the much-beloved Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain.
Or to Viacom.
Solace at Disney, where he was given the very important job to overhaul the current ABC Saturday morning lineup. Hastings pitched an idea around the concept that Saturday is different from every other day of the week, and this would be represented by portraying the other weekdays as buildings. Throughout the block's intro, the other weekdays would be represented as gloomy buildings, but the building for Saturday would be a grand and colorful skyscraper. And according to the theme song, this building is a special one because it's where there is
5 hours of summer once a week. I remember that.
Ironically, most of the cartoons created for the block took place in a school, because of that FCC regulation calling for educational
Recess.
programming. Apparently, the writers thought, hey, if we set the show in a school, that makes it educational enough, right? Very clever, Disney. Oh, and apparently that's also the reason you would always see this throughout the block. Illuminating television.
The EI
Does
look.
it mean that the content is educational? I mean, I never knew that, but yeah, that's why it's there. So One Saturday Morning was not only the name of the block, but also a 2-hour live-action hosting show. The name came from the address of the giant skyscraper I was telling y'all about earlier. The interior of the building was portrayed through the use of virtual sets, a technology that was in its infancy at the time. It utilized 3D animation and effects that are inserted into the program in real time. The skyscraper was also home to hosting segments that would take place throughout the show. The block's first season was hosted by now New York City-based lawyer Jessica Purnell, and later by Valerie Ray Miller in 1998. The segments also featured an elephant sidekick named Jelly Roll, voiced by Everybody Loves Raymond actor Brad Garrett.
Oh.
Of course, the school-based TV shows weren't quite enough to meet the FCC's educational requirement, so there were also educational features intertwined with the rest of the content. These included Manny the Uncanny, in which the title character would visit an unusual job site and observe how the job is performed. Great Minds Think for Themselves, which featured animated history lessons given by Aladdin's genie, and How Things Work, a 1950s comic book style segment explaining feats of American engineering. But the one segment that really stuck out to me was Mrs. Munger's Class, in which a page from an actual elementary school yearbook had its faces animated for humorous effect. Fun fact, the actual people whose photos were featured never granted their permission for their likeliness to be used. They took legal action against the producers, and this resulted in the eventual removal of the sketch. One Saturday Morning quickly became a very popular television block, and this was largely due to the clever writing behind the animated series it aired. Amongst the original lineup was Pepper Ann, featuring work by Tom Warburton, the future creator of Cartoon Network's codename Kids Next Door. And then there was Recess, created by Paul Germain and John Encelafabahit. I can't pronounce this. They had just come off working on these 90s classics.
Rugrats and Dexter's Laboratory.
Somewhat controversial Disney's brand spanking new Doug. Yep, that was actually the full name of the show. Doug, of course, originally started on Nickelodeon, with its initial run ending in 1994. But in 1996, Jumbo Pictures was purchased by Walt Disney Pictures, thus making Doug an official Disney property. So Disney started making new Doug episodes for One Saturday Morning. And although many people were against the idea of the new Doug and all the changes that came with it, Disney's Doug was still the most popular show of the block and spawned tons of merchandise, video games, a musical show at MGM Studios, and a feature film titled Doug's First Movie.
Remember that video?
It would also be Doug's last movie. The film did well at the box office, but bombed with critics. And this wasn't the only One Saturday Morning show that was turned into a film. The early 2000s would also see the release of the far superior Recess, School's Out,
Seen it. Never seen it.
More shows would be introduced to the lineup, including ones based off of popular Disney movies like Hercules, Tarzan, Jungle Cubs, 101 Dalmatians, and Buzz Lightyear Star Command. There was also House of Mouse, the most epic Disney crossover that you could possibly dream of. Well, aside from Kingdom Hearts.
Never seen it.
Forget shows like Lloyd and Space,
Lloyd was great.
Sabrina the Animated
Remember that.
And The Weekenders.
Remember that.
Actually, I think a lot of people forgot about them. Don't get me wrong, I remember them being huge hits at the time, but no one seems to talk.
You see, Weekenders and Rocket Power were actually against each other in the 90s. That I do remember. Rocket Power and Weekenders were actually up against each other. I remember back at these restaurants. Okay. Take a deep breath, Tyler. You know, a little more than 2 hours. It comes out in less than 2 hours. Relax, Tyler. You remember Sabrina? You remember all those shows. But Pepper Ann I never watched. Pepper Ann doesn't count. Pepper Ann was actually on House of Mouse, wasn't it? Yeah. One episode where Pete gets smashed to a light post. Pepper Ann and his mom is Pepper Ann and their mother's crossing the street. That's the only time Pepper Ann was on House of Mouse one time. I do remember that because Pete ran into a light pole outside the House of Mouse, and Pepper Ann and the mother was crossing.
About them anymore. Let me know in the Comments if you remember any of these because they were a huge part of my childhood. Sadly, all good things must come to an end. After a 5-year run, One Saturday Morning would air its final broadcast on September 7th, 2002.
Yep.
Was then replaced by ABC Kids, which started off fairly strong, but eventually became the place for Disney Channel reruns and Power Rangers reruns. ABC Kids eventually got the axe in 2011 when Disney decided to move its kids shows exclusively to its then numerous cable networks. The block was then replaced with a series of live-action educational programming run by Litton Entertainment instead of Disney. In a world of streaming services, Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, Disney XD, and PBS Kids, there would be no reason for Saturday morning cartoons to still exist today. But I'm thankful that I got to be part of the last generation to enjoy them. Growing up in the 90s and early 2000s, One Saturday Morning was a ritual every weekend. And oh, what a glorious ritual it was. Thank you, One Saturday Morning, for giving an entire generation.
Yep, like me. Yeah, guys, like I said, guys, it's just sad though because you don't remember stuff you used to see when you're younger. I mean, like me, I'm a dying breed. I mean, if you're like me, if you have like a couple like me, you don't remember stuff like this. I mean, you really did have 2002 is where it really got really bad for everyone. So it depends, okay? I mean, if there's stuff you guys want me to show, I will show it. I mean, all you have to do is all I'm asking you guys when we show you guys old cartoons, I will show you stuff that I do remember. I mean, like I said, guys, I'm before the you know. I mean, like me, I don't. Because I feel like me, you really didn't have any essentially cartoon channels back then. Ty, you should write a script. Because you remember that LTV?
It takes 90 seconds for this NASA-engineered AC cool down your room.
It does not work. It's a scam. Now, I'm actually part of a dying breed that remembers stuff like this. I mean, you can't find. I mean. I should do that, but I have done it a few times already on this channel. I can't do it today because we got stuff happening in about a little over an hour. WBDPN VTV. I don't get Me TV here. I can't get Me TV. I tried. I wish I could get. I mean, there's a few cartoons that. Yeah, I mean, it depends on, if like me, you're from the 90s, you don't really remember much. I mean, you had Nick on CBS, and that's about it. I mean, you didn't have a good selection back in the 90s. You're like me, you had you really had a real poor, of cartoons. I mean, okay, watch a little of this, see what we got here. Yeah, I haven't seen the cartoon doesn't count. Remember how you used to see here what they're going to show us here, that you know if these are cartoons or not. Four days ago. Oh, intro. 4 days ago. Okay. It was on Viacom. Muppet Babies was on Viacom, not.
Is everything all right in here?
Yeah, we're not gonna watch that. Hey, okay, Fox Kids, 1990s. Here we go. This stuff we know. Fox Kids, 1990. Oh, before my time.
I think something new is cooking with Super Golden Crisp cereal.
Made in Bell Creek.
Tastes better than ever. Time to rock and roll. This should shed some light on the subject. More golden coating makes an extra yummy sweet taste. Let's go for a spin. Now more golden coating makes Super Golden Crisp the delicious part of this nutritious breakfast.
Hey. I never liked that stuff. It was gross. Keebler. I remember Keebler. Crayons.
New bite-sized cookies.
I don't remember half this crap. Inspector Gadget. Remember Inspector Gadget? Magic School Bus. Remember that? I do remember some of this stuff, but not that much. Oh. Hey, Puzzwick. Puzzwick. Ooh, Puzzwick. I have seen. Wait. Puzzwick, Rugrats, Rocket Power. Wow, that's old. Guess 90 cartoons. Okay. So this is a guessing game. So we're gonna play this 90 game cartoon. Cause we got some time left. I mean, yeah, who gives a kid? Here we go. The Simpsons, Fox. I mean, it's still airing to this day. Yep, I was right. Tyler, didn't they change the rules? Yeah, well, I'm gonna go by the new rule. Powerpuff Girls, Paramount. You turn broadcasting, now it's Paramount. The 90s, Paramount. Powerpuff Girls, Paramount. Powerpuff Girls, Paramount. Batman. Paramount. Yep. Animaniacs, Paramount. Yep. Animaniacs, Paramount. Johnny Bravo, Paramount. Arthur, PBS. Wow, that's old. Copyright 2000. Dexter's Laboratory, Paramount. Yep. I don't know this one. Nope, don't know it. Doug. Paramount Disney. Don't know this one either. Captain Planet. Never seen it. I don't know who was Captain Planet. Never seen it. Never seen Captain Planet, so I would never know what channel that's on. Cat Dog. Paramount. Yep, Cat Dog. Paramount. No clue. Yeah, I'm going to do that later. Courage, the Cowardly Dog. Paramount. Oh. Cow and Chicken. I'm changing it. I'm done with this. I'm disgusted. Paramount. That's one of those things. Franklin. Acme Glue. Come on, I want cartoons from my 96. Come on, it has to be the 99, 2000 area. Kids WB. Nickelodeon, which doesn't work anymore. I also had Cartoon Network stuff. I wish I had a brain tumor.
Saturday mornings in the 90s were sacred.
Yeah, well, okay. Back in my day, you really didn't have much of a choice to what you had to watch. Like I said earlier video. I mean, I know I need to archive my channel better, but come here, break, guys. Do what I can do, with the limited sources I got and stuff. You gotta give me breaks. I do the best I can do. The Fox Box rocks. Fox Box, Stargate Infinity. I actually have off camera have been looking for old cartoons. I mean, I should make a list of cartoons that I have seen, but it's hard to remember. Now, if you're like me, you remember the Fox Box rocked. From 2002 to 2005-ish, depending on your network, had Fox. I mean, my Fox affiliate stopped.
Something's happening to the Fox Box, and things will never be the same. Miss it, and you'll miss everything. The Fox Box is now 4Kids TV. The Fox Box is now 4.
Yeah, if you're like me, you're mad. If you're like me, you missed it because a lot of things happened in 2002.
And now, from the producers of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, it's the Fox Box. Get set for an all-new way to watch TV.
My Fox affiliate did ever put anything on the TV that they show, like, Ultimate Tego's not on my Fox affiliate. Kirby, yes, Kirby was on the Fox channel forever. Ultimate Muscle, that's actually on Netflix still, but it's in Spanish, so it's in
Starting today, Fox Kids becomes the Fox Box forever. to celebrate. We're giving away some really cool Nintendo prizes. In our Fox Box,
Yeah. The Game Boy.
Tune in for the answers to questions we'll ask during the Fox Box shows you're watching, or log on to foxbox.tv for those questions, and you could be one of the 5 lucky grand prize winners of a Nintendo GameCube with a Wakebird wireless controller.
Yeah, a GameCube.
Super Mario Sunshine.
It's Super Mario. Game Boy Advance.
Favorite color, and 150 third prize winners will receive a Fox Box t-shirt. Many will enter, but few will win. So stay tuned to the Fox Box for your chance to become a winner.
Sorry, couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because I was too young.
How do you get inside the Fox Box? Log on to Fox.
You gotta be a certain age to get it.
FoxBox.tv. You can keep the Fox Box fun going all week long.
Nope.
Your computer into a Fox Box by typing foxbox.tv.
I didn't have AOL back then. Stargate Infinity. I remember Stargate Infinity. If you're like me, back in my day, it was hard because you lived in Michigan. Nope, that was never on. Ultimate Tiga was never on my Fox affiliate. Nope, it was never on. Kirby, yes, and Ultimate Tiga, yes. But no, we never had Ultimate Tiga on our Fox affiliate. Yes, Kirby, mostly yes. Yes, we had that on my Fox affiliate. That's still Netflix. The problem is it's in Japanese. It like, sucks. Handful of these channels you don't find anymore on. Handful of these cartoons you cannot find. I did find Stargate Infinity recently. I mean, you can't find half the stuff you're looking for these days on YouTube. I have looked. You can't find half the stuff you're looking for these days. I mean, I did find some stuff that I've been looking for over the years. Fox Box! I mean, if you're like me, you know, okay, Funky Cops, okay.
And now,
Okay. Funky Cops, Saturn King, never airs on my Fox affiliate. Sonic X, Cubix was. I mean, if like me, you know, a couple of your cartoons you're thinking of were not on my Fox affiliate. Oh, I remember that.
what is that?
But a couple things that you think of, like think it, Tyler. Some things you remember were never on, were they? A couple things that I do remember from the day were not on TV. I mean, like a couple of shows, Funky Cops was not on TV. This and that was on TV. A lot of things were not on TV at the time. Like people think they were. They were not on TV. I mean, half the stuff they show you on the little promos you see of Fox Kids, they were never Fox Box were never on TV.
These are all of the YouTube play buttons ever made.
Okay, we're gonna change to something else now. Back on a second.